Alrighty, we are back. The Devil in Detail. I'm Eli.
And Ben, we're back for our 131st episode. It's chapter 2 of Grendel Tales, The Devil in Steve SEAGLE, Paul Grist, Bernie Moreau. Wowie
Oh
wow.
my God. Huge book. First, let's talk about what we've been up to. Ben, I see you're chilling with two monoliths from 2001. It's glorious. And that's what it is. You've had some fun. You've been teaching, and you had a special guest to your class?
Last semester. Yes. I've been teaching. I've been drawing comics this week. But
That's
last year, we didn't talk about when it happened. We didn't have an episode. But Bob Schreck came.
Yeah. That is huge.
Unbelievable. Bob zoomed in, and he talked about Ray Harryhausen. And he gave my students this like window of like historical connection. It went all the way back to like Ray Bradbury's garage in LA when those like him and 4J Ackerman, and it like came to life. I was like, I didn't know any of that stuff. And then when he was like, he got into Godzilla, and like some of my students, like their eyes fucking lit up. Like my biggest thing was like, I want to like introduce Bob like concisely and contextualize him, but like I forgot like all these things I wanted to tell the students. And when he left and I told them, their like brains like kept exploding like over and over. It was great. I was like, oh, I knew I forgot that one. Yeah. So Bob, if you ever hear this, thank you very much for doing that. We so appreciated it.
Yeah, that was amazing. You were like texting me and sending me photos and be like, oh, this
was so
sick.
It was so fun. Eli, what did you? What you guys had a Golden Apple Cosmic Lion?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Takeover.
That's right. We had Cosmic Lion Fest at Golden Apple Comics let's see, it's Tuesday now. It was Saturday. It was amazing. You know, it was headlined by Bob Fingerman, and we had myself in the first hour of signing. Then we had Adam Lemnah and his Relic Hunter. We had Michael Fitzgerald Troy signing Big Bang. And then we had Chris Anderson signing his art books and everything. And Bob Fingerman, signing Printopia the whole time. It was awesome. Golden Apple is a legendary store here. And, it just felt good. Though it's in a different location, it's still just right down the street from the store where it seems like one of the most legendary signings was. And that was the Youngblood LA Rob Liefeld signing where Eazy-E shows up. And there's that great photo. And Rob's like, if anyone ever at Marvel doesn't let me come to the after party, I'm out of here. Just kidding. Anyway, I also, guys, you got to get on this. If you're in the Kamiko Facebook group, Jerry Vincio is in there, the original, publisher of Kamiko, and you can write to him and you can get this Kamiko snack pack. It comes with the original color guide, which I think is a must-own for any comic nerd and Kamiko head. I got a nice letter from him on official Kamiko letterhead, a classic Robotech comic, a checklist from Kamiko, and then, that's right, a poster from the greatest summer adventure of all time.
Oh, shit!
Gumby, damn it!
That's great.
Yeah.
I like... The winter one is way fun.
The winter one is amazing.
Way better.
Way better, yeah. Was that the second one and summer was first? I mean, technically that's the way it is.
The one where they rescue Santa Claus from hell is one of the fucking funniest things I've ever read in my life.
It's so good. And Art Adams. It also comes with this cover of Slaughterman number 3, never published.
Interesting. Yeah. That looks like before the boom.
Right. I think that it was the original 3 books or whatever. It was Slaughterman, Az, and Grendel. And Grendel's the only one that went to the 3rd issue. Pretty positive on that.
There you go.
And we're better off for having that 3rd issue of Grendel. But today we have just the 2nd issue of Grendel Tales, Devil in Our Midst. So let's get to that theme song, Benny. And
let's get into the bits.
It's like the devil is my best friend. Hunter rose with the pen to the fork end, or till time end, like Orion. Jupiter, my kin, bloodline private. We control the whole shit. The wolf won't beef, then we feast off the rip. Behold the devil in detail. Behold the devil in detail.
All right, we are back. Thank you again, Manus Laserdisc, for that theme song. And we're into this amazing Paul Grist, Steven SEAGLE, Bernie Moreau classic. Again, shout out to Steve SEAGLE, who's been through fucking hell and back in the last couple weeks. Huge love out to him. If you're not following him on Facebook, he's putting out some amazing writing because he's writing about this insane time in his life. So follow him on Facebook and follow along with just these amazing writings he's putting out as he's dealing with, unthinkable thing. Anyway, shout out Steve SEAGLE. We love you, man. And this book we pick up right where we left off.
Shout out you in the city of Los Angeles for your great resilience.
Respect. Shout out City of Los Angeles. We love you.
All
right, man. Devil in Our Midst Part 2. We pick right up where we left off. There was an explosion, and we really thought it was going to be something crazy, and they just kind of throw it off and they move on, right? And they're just like some stuff was jangling.
That's sort of what happens. It's an earthquake. Let me give you the recap. We'll see.
Let's do the recap here.
Previously, Grendel Jonah washes up on the front steps of Ice Station Helmand, an abandoned UNOWs toxic waste dump in the middle of Antarctica. Coinciding with his arrival, a mysterious disease begins to infect the station's crew members, driving them mad and causing them to explode. Treacherous Drake blames Jonah and wants to expel him from the station. Caroline, the leader of the station, wants Jonah to remain for personal reasons. And Jonah just wants to die. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Jonah.
I wonder who wrote that. You think Matt writes those?
Or D. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Die.
Diana. I don't know. Die, not, yeah.
All right, cool. So this is incisionary tactics. So, yeah, you remember. What were you saying? That there's a thing shake to pieces at the end of last episode.
That's right. Yeah, we were left on a cliffhanger, and it was like, it was an earthquake there, that we keep seeing because of all the toxic waste being dumped in this, Antarctic place. And so, Jonah continues to cause trouble there for everyone, and everyone's got these like infightings, and that is until they hear a radio, like they get a radio from their people outside, right? And then they're like, oh my God, we gotta leave the base this time.
Yeah, it keeps hitting on like notes from The Thing and Alien. There's a great panel that feels like when Han Solo gets rescued on Hoth after sleeping the Tauntaun.
Yeah, exactly.
But all that is sort of wrapped around learning about Jonah's origins and the other members of the station, what their relationship is to Grendel and the masks, the oaths, and the Khan and the clans.
The Khan, the clans, the perils, the pitfalls, the possibilities,
and all the rest. Yeah, this is very good comic. Bernie, this is like Bernie's like best work I've seen in 15 years, like 15 issues. I think what's going on here is that Paul Grist and Bernie are just like super compatible. So Bernie knows exactly how to treat this artwork.
Yeah, I agree. And he's kind of like trying new stuff and like doing amazing like fresh things in this painted style. It's like so cool.
A lot of the modeling and lighting rendering like on the faces reminds me of like those commissions that he would do later on.
And it gets me thinking every time in my coloring mind, like I immediately try to like break down how he did this. Cause again, like, I have a page right here that I was looking at and it's spoilery, but I can't show everyone that.
They all read it. What do you mean you can't show them? Wow. So that's painted like animation cell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to think it. You got to really think in layers.
and you got to lay those like dark colors down first, and then the lighter, and like layer it like that backwards. It's just so crazy to think about, like especially later on when we get to these like Northern Lights panels that I am like in love with, and like these action. It's just like, I mean, like you said, it's some of Bernie's best work, and it's the kind of, you know, Bernie after doing the zine and stuff, you know, available from Cosmic Lion Productions. All proceeds go to CBLDF. Like looking at the like work that he sent me. What's it called? There's a section in here that's all his work that the BEM bibliography that he put together and sent me. Like he did a ton of color work, and that was like the biggest amount of stuff he did recent, you know, like 90s, 2000s was all color.
Like a DC and Dark Horse?
No, I mean, this was for like for, sorry, I'm looking at it now. It's for like Scooby-Doo and Flintstones comics and Nickelodeon, stuff like that.
Oh,
it was
cool.
Pretty interesting.
Well,
yeah.
You got to work. Anyway, he really brings
work
this to life in every single panel, and he's making he makes moves in this that we haven't seen you know, in any of his other Grendel stuff. So this is good.
Yeah, absolutely love it. And the story continues to be good. Like we said, it's still like a little alien-y, but it's still like something fresh and new. And as we learn more about Jonah and his life too, so we're actually getting we're getting these two parallel stories, like his life as a Grendel and what led up to him. You know, oh my God, you know what? This is like Arrow. You ever watch Arrow? You know, like there's two. Oh my God,
Green
Arrow. Yeah, it's like it was like the WB series on, you know, on is it WB or whatever? Yeah, but that whole thing was like you're seeing when the ship crashes and his time on the island learning to be Green Arrow, and the same time you're learning about his rescue and his life going into society. So there's those two stories going on at the same time, same as this. That's very interesting.
That's the WB Arrowverse.
The Arrowverse. Yeah. Okay, great. They definitely read this and they're like,
one thing that Paul Grist does a bunch of times in this is he really plays with perspective and backgrounds. You can see it all over the place where like character, like the camera, the position of the camera is being communicated by like the positioning of the figures because there's no backgrounds.
Right.
But then there's all kinds of like variations on that. So that's one of the things I like. Those monochrome panels are sick. Yeah. So there's two really important like story beats that happen. There's the conflict and tension with Drake and Caroline. There's the reveal that Alexander, the Wilford Brimley character, was a Grendel.
Right. Because he's just like, thank you, Grendel Alexander. And he's like, what?
How did you know?
How did you fucking know?
Then Drake goes rogue and kills.
Well, yeah, she sends him out. She's like, oh yeah, if you think I'm trying to kill you, how about you go out on this dangerous mission and prove that I'm not actually trying to kill you? It's like,
well, you can take my strongest ally, Alexander.
Right? And he's like, right, I don't need help.
Yeah.
But he kills this guy who's got the like Grendel or got the like disease or whatever, and says, "Oh, I don't know where he is. Can't find him."
Yeah, my thought on this was that whether infected with this exploding blood-eye disease or not, the spirit of aggression has surely got its claws in Drake.
That's right.
One way or
another. Right.
I think that's. And how does the issue end?
It ends on another cliffhanger.
Oh right, there's a feral Grendel who's in the ducks waiting to jump out and eat their food.
That's right, a guy with the disease. He's broke out of the morgue where everyone's staying.
One last story beat is that you now cut the feed to the one satellite that they were using to call out.
That's right.
So they have,
and she's still holding out hope. She's like, it might be like they're just building something. Caroline,
they're on their way. Yeah, they shut it off.
They're just repairing the thing, and they'll put it right back up. We're fine.
Yeah, that's an optimist spin. What there's another part where like she's like, fine, Drake, if you're so worried about food, Jonah's rations will come from me and Alexander's portion. It's like, what? You speak for all of us, lady?
Well, what about all the people who are dead? There's like 5 people from the party that are dead. Right. There's extra food.
There's extra food.
Yeah, give it to the dead guys portion.
I had a question here, and it's that, if only there was a machine that we carried in our pockets every single moment of the day that we could ask a question to. Is this toxic waste in barrels just being dumped in the Antarctic? Do you think that there's anything real in that? Like, does it be like any like reality, like if that's based in like anything in reality that chemical go up?
I see. That was not. It must be.
I wasn't sure. I only asked because it seems like it's kind of specific that it's like, all right, boys, dump these barrels like in the snow,
where no one's gonna find them.
Hopefully, nothing happens. It's just like,
I wonder. Let's look that up.
Yeah. The way that UNOW seems to be operating, it's like because they have this facility and these people, it seems like they should be processing these chemicals, but the story just shows barrels leaking out into the waste.
Yeah. Let's see. Australian Antarctic program. So there is waste disposal from it. And, not really getting anything good on this.
That's garbage.
Yeah.
That's just kangaroo poop.
Okay, well, I am showing, if you Google search the image, you will see that there's, these photos of, drums just like this washing up all over. Yeah, there's tons of drums everywhere.
All right, well, yeah, and I bet in my heart of hearts, I like to think that UNOW is it's cold, chemicals will freeze, no problem.
Yeah. It's not a problem. There's definitely no way that the toxic waste derivative from our expensive drug could cause any problems anywhere. We've got the good part, the Grendel drug.
And then we talk about the flashbacks. That's just what's happening.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. He's like, We're seeing something happen in Jonah where he actually believed at the beginning that he was doing this for his wife and his family or something, but then we see this cut where he's like, no, there is only Grendel. He's beating up this other dude.
He gets brainwashed by his training.
Pretty freaking quick.
Yeah.
Because you think, the story's making you think the other Grendel's telling him, oh man, if we do this fast, we might just get a little break. I might get some leisure time. And he's like, there is no leisure time. You lose, station and face.
The timeline is murky. I think this is when the clans are still fooling themselves into thinking that they're organized.
Right. Yes.
So I'm still not. I guess it's after Orion. That's when the clans start. Yeah. Okay. So great.
We keep thinking about that. It's got to be.
So the only question is, where's Prime in this moment? Probably in a temple meditating or something like that.
Prime can't be everywhere, even if he was active. But I think this is, I don't know. Like we said,
not important.
A lot of issues.
Talk about Prime in the story. There's another tale.
Here's another tale to spin.
You want to go through the art now,
dude? I can't wait. Did you read the letters column?
I saw the one from Moondog. There's a letter. They got a very passive aggressive.
There's some
from Moondog
great stuff.
I goes, well, I guess that's the hype meisters for you.
We'll get into that at the end. All right, let's go live to the feed here. We're into the book now. Look at this first page. Amazing. He's so good.
Yeah, I really like his.
This is just what you were talking about,
Oh yeah, the white silhouette of the rubble.
Right, and it's weird. You don't get much right here.
Right, because the last two panels are the ones that sell you on
how deep it is,
the grade of the hill of the rubble.
Exactly. You don't get any of that in the first panel. And shout out to Kindle here, and I bought the omnibus here. That's what we're watching.
Oh,
We'll
that's,
buy it too.
yeah. I like this sequence at the bottom. I like the last two panels. One back. He does a lot of that.
It's such a grist thing to do. I like this is not like you're not going to see this in anything else.
You want to see some composition? See this one of Drake with his yellow shoulder.
Yeah,
third to last.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the slope, how it goes right into the hill. Into one of the Alexander. Very nice.
I love it. All right. Gristle is so good. I'm sorry I keep calling him like the Gristle or whatever, but Grist, I have the utmost respect for you. This is amazing. I'm a nicknamer here. I love this page. Obviously, you can see I used it for the background. Like the way it looks amazing with just the white, this like solid white, especially when you see it digitally here. It's just like a solid white page with different action in it.
Yeah, I really like this part where I guess Drake's foot is on this like negative space thing. That's very classy. I like that a lot. And of course, Bernie's work on Caroline's face is amazing.
Yeah, Bernie's. I mean, I don't know what else to call it, but like the paint job, like it's just all so. Like it could so easily just be like a flat color. It could so easily just be
it
simple,
has been,
and it's not. It's so detailed.
Now it's finally getting this modeling.
Yeah, dude.
It's very nice.
Like second page, the third from the end. He clearly painted like their breath in the image there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can see it digitally here. Yeah, it came through a little. Like it's right here.
Yeah.
It looks so
good.
I
mean, there's another effect later on of someone's face in a green screen, all distorted, and I know that you're gonna be like, "Oh, is there a pencil for that?" We'll get there. I like this where he emerges, he pops out, he's in this
the hand. Yeah, I was just
in weird position.
I love it, man. I could just every single time just be like, Bernie, but like the color work on this is. And again, I think it's the same way I felt with Dave Cooper, the Dave Cooper Grendel Tales.
Yeah.
Where just like every page is so beautiful. And like, it's like, and it's more than just lines
like
and colors.
Looking comic like ever made.
Yeah.
This is only like the second best.
But they're all Grendel,
The problem with Paul Grist proportioning everyone all stretched out is that the Wilford Brimley character is supposed to be fat, but you can't really tell.
Yeah. He's great though. I love all this, man. And one more coloring call out I think is on the panel is the like red the blood that Bernie got in there.
Blood. Oh, I didn't even see it. It's got a little smearing. Yeah, this last one where these like 8 tiny figures are telling you about the perspective of the panel based on lapping. It's really nice. That's some great detail reduction for scale.
Yeah, get on it, guys, because absolutely love it. Let's continue here. We have so much amazing work in this. Okay, so here's where like we were talking about, he finds out he's a Grendel, and I think like, it's such a fraternal organization kind of thing that you can tell just of how people act, and honestly, in the last episode, he said the oath. I mean,
he knew the oath. Yeah.
I mean, and that's just like, I'm sure everyone knows the oath, just everyone knows it. But like,
not everyone would dare.
What do you think? Do you think it's like a kept secret or no? It's everybody. It's like
I don't think you would say anything.
It's like the Pledge of Allegiance at this point.
Yeah. The scripting here is really good in the first 2 panels. Where he's like, I'm going to take you to the morgue. And then he's like, yeah, I'll fit right in. He goes, oh, that's a joke. He's like, it's not a joke.
It's not a fucking joke.
I'm not joking.
How dare you?
Yeah. Is this the part
I'm
where
I'm waging a battle against myself?
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, dude.
No.
Love it.
Is this the part where she sends him to his room?
I think it is. Yes. Let's hold on. Before we get to that page of Drake, And it's the week of the Super Bowl, and boy, Drakes are not having a good week.
Not a good week for Drakes.
Anyway, panel 3 and 4,
Mm.
the color work on Alexander's face, especially for the heft, roundness, the
solid black.
Oh my god! Mixed with the different. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's great. Looks incredible. It's very obvious that this is a great pairing of artist and colorist.
There's some like dot tones too. I mean, he wasn't using any type of. No, there was no duotone. The dots are just from the printing process.
No, all right, great.
Yeah, so she's like, "Get to your room, Drake."
I know that's not.
You're not like us.
This is the part where
not like
volunteers that her rations and Alexander's rations.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wonder if that'll bite her in the ass.
He should have been like, "What about the fucking 5 dead people's rations?"
Alexander is very easy. He's like very quick to just like see her laptop. Anyway, they drag in this dead woman who's been working there. I had thought that it was like, I guess even Ripley had female coworkers, 1 or 2, I guess.
Yeah, one of them's got like got the disease, got the Grendel disease, clawed her eyes out, or her eyes exploded into her Grendel eyes. And as we see on the next page, that's what it is. She's got the disease.
Her eyes exploded.
Evan, you're a disease.
Yeah. Good drama. A lot of good hand acting. Like that was one thing I noticed. There's another scene where everyone's kind of doing these Joe Matt, like explaining hands. Very, very nice.
Dude, panel 2 on that first page, the like full black, and yet you clearly get that it's like
his glove. Yeah.
This or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah, the silhouette reads.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I like these panels where they take you back to the morgue. Didn't they do that last with the quarantine zone where they just like give you it's like I love how it's right in your face, and then they're playing with as he goes into his flashback. They start like kind of monochroming things out.
Yeah,
which is kind of I found it a little disorienting, but I think it's effective.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think it's cool. And he's got the yellow and the gray. That looks cool. Yeah. How do you think he mixed? Like, is that a color or is that like black, just black and?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it looks like a color.
I'm surprised on this one of Carol, his wife's face in this flashback, that they didn't do any of these effects in her hair, which would be really good for some dry brushing.
Yeah, I'm not sure it looks as good on your digital copy
as it does in print.
As it does on the print, because it's the detail on her, the lines on her cheeks, and stuff. It's really cool. Like, the reproduction on this digital, I bet, is just scans of this. I doubt they have the original.
Well, look in the solid black behind her. You can see the, I don't know, whatever the file compression or it's not a pure black.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
Can you zoom back out again a little bit? We'll talk about the storytelling device of having Caroline and Jonah's dialogue. I'll go back to the flashback.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. So you can see on the left side the yellow and black panels, and then their dialogue. So this is Jonah explaining that I'm gonna be a Grendel. I'm supposed to be there right now, but I just had to tell you. And she's not
happy. No. She's like, she needs a father, not. What did she say?
A mercenary who drops off money every once in a while.
Right.
That's what it becomes. Or if not.
And yet, it's like this crazy, like he's faced with, I don't have enough money to support my family. The only way that I see I can support my family is to be a Grendel. But once I become a Grendel, I take myself out of the equation for my family. But they get money, I guess. They get taken care of.
It's like all the people that join the
It's worse than the military, though.
They join the services because they don't.
But most of the time, you can take your family with you, or you can, But it's like,
well, if you're a career person, I guess you can. But if you're a kid out of high school or a poor person who's just going to basic training,
you can't bring anyone. Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right. So this is really rough for Elizabeth, his daughter. and my mom.
But the lore's about to get real good on the page turn.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is where we learn a lot about Jonah. I love. What am I going to say, Ben?
You love, I don't know, the glow of this thing where they're giving him the.
Yeah,
Grendel.
obviously. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The like
good.
black line inside his body, that's like the lightning bolt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And so, you know, they're not only kind of like changing his eye color, burning off his fingerprints, cutting his hair, and burned us to make us come around.
He's getting branded. I think see these things sticking right out of the helmet like this. I think those are
the heaters, the little
laser
coils.
branding him in this moment. Oh, it's terrible. So
this is a spoiler, dude. That's like a spoiler for a reveal later. Like this directly sets up the page of art I have.
Oh yeah. What spoilers? 30 years old.
Well, you know, she sets up that, you know, branded.
This
is that a Lebowski quote you got?
Yes. He said, who's it? Bilal? He's the clan leader. He's a psycho. Oh, yeah. He's an authoritarian, and either you get with his way of doing things, or you get out of the clan, baby.
Learn, novice Jonah. Learn.
Yeah, but Caroline is very, very sympathetic. I don't know why such a sweet-hearted, short-haired woman is running this toxic waste facility.
They really connected quickly.
Yeah, well, it's because she's got a red bandana, you know. All right, anyway, she gets a call. Apparently, they don't have any cell phones, but she gets a call.
Yeah. Report to the bridge, Caroline.
Yeah. And there's some good info. Here's Drake in his brown sweater.
He got his brown sweater. And here's the panel that I was talking about with you earlier that I showed. Yeah, but here's the panel you can see down here where, like I was talking about earlier, where the whole back is out, you know, but we get the feeling and the setting of the
the solid black and the light.
Yeah, and the perspective here. Yeah, we're getting it. You know, I was actually telling someone that story recently. I was like, perspective is one of the hardest things to learn with comics. Like recently, I got an amazing class at 11 p.m. while I was drunk at a bar, and like I don't remember anything of it. You know, no, okay, I do remember, Ben, but like you know, it's one of the harder things to really master. And here they're doing it without giving you anything other than basically the carpet shape.
Well, the cast shadow.
Oh, that's true.
The light coming off the TV. Yeah. He does it a lot. My favorite thing about this page is in the second panel that the character closest to the camera is in that orangey brown color and not the monochrome.
Oh yeah.
This is great. Really great page.
And like again, I love to see these. Like, God, I don't mean to keep saying it, but like I have a page of the original art next to me because I keep want to know what's in the original art and what Bernie did. And you know,
yeah, he did this.
He did a lot. I mean, like the pattern on that screen at the top, you know.
Yeah, that's all Bernie.
Fuck, man. And all of the screens at the bottom panel too, the black and white.
Yeah. They look like the Van Halen guitar.
Fuck, man. I wonder if at any time he laid down some sort of, because those almost looks like he could have laid down like a texture or something. Fuck. Man. I wish this is like about the fourth time I've thought I wish I could just write him like we used to ask him about this. Fuck. All right, next page, dude. It's looking really good. Like it continues to be awesome. This is when they get called out.
They got two calls at once. It's very convenient.
They're like,
say that the satellite feed's cut out and they're totally screwed. And then here's this guy. He's like, you gotta come out. What did they say? They've got a problem. We got a leak. I don't know. I was very confused because when they show up, these guys like trapped under barrels.
Yeah, well, because they went out to like look for something like leaking barrels or whatever was causing the earth to shake.
Oh, I see.
And so a mountain, like something shook, and a mountain of barrels like went over them and broke open. So they called them, and Alexander's going to go like fill them so they're not leaking anymore.
Yeah, this is the power move. This is some more great scripting.
Yeah.
In fact, just to prove to you that I'm not just out to off you, I'll send Alexander, clearly my strongest ally here, instead of Shackleton. Well, I will get my gear. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, he's happy.
And then Drake's burn is,
Yeah,
I guess,
burn.
that prove I can do it with minimal help, which is what you said in the panel before.
Ooh, sick burn.
Oh, I didn't even give you the setup for the punchline. That's great. So they get out there. I like that Wilford Brimley is in these goggles, and then Drake is just in aviators.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Before we on that page there, his brown sweater goes into, it's like this huge brown sweater lump that goes for 2 panels.
Yeah, and then this one where they're in their giant yellow parkas.
I want one of those so bad. Like,
yeah, you should design one.
Sick. Maybe I'll.
It's sick.
I know when I keep hearing us say "you now," it's like "you now." It's like something you would say like get on with your bad self or something like "you now."
Yeah, this is where I was like, Wilford Brimley is supposed to be fat, but you just can't tell because everyone's in these giant parkas. They have this chemical out there,
like a goop. Yep, they're sealing stuff with some goop.
It's more they do the goop first, and then they help the guy.
Yeah, they goop first, help later. Come on,
this is great.
I love how yellow this page is. Like, I love how
yellow.
Yeah, like how this page is too. It's like, black, white, and yellow. And then when the reveal of this guy's eyes in red, it's so striking because the red and the yellow are so clashing.
Look at Bernie's work.
Love it.
You can't see it that well digitally, but Bernie's work with all the wrinkles in the face, especially
that's a real problem I'm having with this digital version.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
I mean, it's kind of there, but you really need it on the digital, on the hard copy.
Maybe that's the perils of scanning it and trying to balance out the whites and blacks. You're gonna lose something. I don't know. My favorite thing is actually, you can't see it on screen right now. Can you go up to that first panel of Drake? Yeah. Drake standing over Roger drinking this puddle. Is how on his sleeve the UNOW just kind of curves around his.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Reminds you of my starter jacket from when I was.
You're those early 90s like Charlotte Hornets jackets with the pocket up front.
My sister had that jacket. Yeah.
Did she have the Charlotte Hornets?
Yeah, she had the Charlotte Hornets.
It was Charlotte Hornets and Orlando Magic. Everyone wanted those, and I was like, "Mom, I want this Charlotte Hornets." And she's like, "You don't like sports, nor do you like the Charlotte Hornets." I'm like, "Yeah, but I gotta get it." I'm like, she's like, "No, you don't care."
I had a Bruins one.
A Bruins one. My sports back then was just like Bo Jackson linked. It was all Royals and California Angels, Chicago White Sox.
Interesting. All right, great.
Next page, less sports. Dude, this is very Katsushiro Otomo up there, isn't it? It's very like
I can
Akira
see
or
sure. The intensity.
Domo.
It does. No, it does. Like if you, it does have like kind of an anime translate shout quality to it. So anyway, Drake. It's not Drake. Just kills this guy, right?
Well, in secret, dude. Fucking Bernie again. Yo, fuck this digital. Get your comic out because that top is like super blue and the bottom is like super green, and then there's like a white. There's like a light green too, like
the dry brush. There's more dry brushing in here than we've seen.
Oh, and then there's a dark blue at the bottom. Yeah, this digital doesn't even do it close to justice.
All right,
this page is fire.
So they bring all these bloody guys up and back,
but then they're like, "Where's Roger?" I think his name is Roger. He's like, "No, Roger. I didn't see any.
No sign of
Roger. Yeah, no sign of him."
Let's get everyone in the morgue.
Yeah, here's a little scene setting there. I love. Last time you pointed it out, it was at the beginning of the scene. Oh, but look, okay, so this is them running down the hall, and they get there. You're right.
They're taping them to the bed frames with it looks like medical tape.
Same tape that's around their arms and legs.
With Band-Aids.
But here at the bottom too, the bottom bed, he's like tied around his ankles, and then that's that around is tied to the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it's
only
not going to
that it's
hold
a
them
zip
once they
tie.
get rabid. The work on the again, this digital sucks. The like dark colors in the mountain on the second page
Oh yeah,
is beautiful work too.
really nice.
You don't see it at all in the digital.
Look at this one where Drake tells her that we didn't find him in the gray under his eyes. How haunted he's been infected.
Yes, he's infected.
Virus or not, Grendel is in him. So
Yeah.
Jonah decides to stay with these psychos. He's like, I
I'm where I
belong
should be.
here. I have a death wish. Whatever terrible thing happens, I'm sure I'm supposed to be here. And then he dissociates, into murdering everyone amongst the Northern Lights on the next page.
Guys, I've been going crazy about the colors already on this issue.
Wild.
But this spread is fucking amazing. And I didn't get it till Ben and I was talking right before we started, is that like this is the Northern Lights and maybe establishes that he's in a mission that's got him up there near the Antarctic or up in the northernmost side of the globe.
I'm not totally convinced, but I think it's a
dude.
good theory.
Right. And I think like it almost looks like early 90s like CG, like some sort of computer background that they would have done.
Oh yeah.
It does look like that. But it's there's no way it is, right?
All right, so what are these psychos up to?
I want to talk about these backgrounds all fucking night. Like,
yeah,
it's so good. It's got to be like a painted background that
Well,
is
you know what it
something
looks-
separate. He taped, like he painted and then taped up.
No, look how solid the figures are. He did the
Ugh.
figures
So good.
first, and then dried, and then he just went wild with the backgrounds.
It's so good. I love this spread so much. From the burning guy on the left, and right before that, just one full panel of fire. On the second side, the middle section, the detail that Paul Grist did on the bodies.
Yeah.
The fuck, man.
Body.
I
So what
love
exactly?
this
So
spread.
Bilal's a psycho.
Not Bilal.
You gotta kill
That's he's an artist or a hip hop singer.
What's it?
His
No,
name
no,
is Bashoom or something.
Interesting.
R&B. What's Bilal? That singer. He's an R&B guy.
All right.
Hold
So
on. We got to get this name. It is Balaam. Balaam. Balaam.
Bilal's a psycho.
Psycho.
And then I wasn't really sure what
Well, they're off like just burning all the witnesses to this event. It seems like something happened with Balaam where he was like killing people, and they're just killing everyone that's left and burning their bodies. Or maybe everyone was already killed, and now they're like piring up all the bodies to get.
Well, they're talking about what they're gonna do with their time off. Are you gonna see your family? Maybe.
Dude, there is no time off.
He's like Jonah's like a Grendel doesn't go back to his family.
You should have lost mind, body, and face, or whatever. Yeah.
So Jonah. But then I was very confused. So even though Jonah says that, he doesn't understand why everyone had to be killed. So he believes.
No, I think it's the other guy that's.
The other guy. Okay.
It's got to be. Yeah, Jonah is like.
Jonah beats up the other guy.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, I really like at the end of this conversation, it seems to me that there's that there's implied, like in the second line, the next thing that's going to happen in this moment is his arms getting run over by the cart. Right? So like he's about to break that guy's arm minimum.
I didn't even see that. Yeah, sure.
Oh my god! And I just saw Bernie on the fucking word balloon here.
Yeah, I knew you'd love that. That when you talked about the Bernie's the evolution of the isms, that's the one.
I'll make a shirt of just that word balloon.
Yeah. That looks like that's like some Oxymoxima type stuff.
Oxymoxoa? Who did that? Rick Griffin or
Stanley Mouse?
Stanley Mouse.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
All right.
Oh my god.
So Jonah. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Because see this sound effect, kachok?
Yeah.
I think that's both for the guys ripping their bonds free and for this guy's arm getting run over.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
For in the first line, it's the slap. The second line, it's the arm breaking, and then the third line, it's him ripping free.
Oh,
Fake
gross.
sound effect.
And it's a Spider-Man that
Fucking
wakes up
great.
all sweaty. Oh,
And then
no.
yeah, he wakes up and one guy's gone. We see right there. That's like a preview of the cliffhanger. And then the two guys are like ripping free with like blood from their eyes.
Yeah, well, they know that they're gonna. This guy's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to turn into a zombie and explode and go berserk. You got to get."
So sick. Kachuk again to get free.
Another Kachuk. Oh man! And then
Right when he Alexander's trying to be like,
he looks pretty fat in this panel. You can only tell from this side.
Ben, let's not body shame.
Okay, he looks portly in this.
His heft is being portrayed accurately.
Right. He drops his mashed potatoes.
Yeah, dude. Panel 3 there. That's a lot of action where it's peaceful. Panel 1, peaceful 2. He's like, huh? And then you see the depth of field, like the wall he's standing in front of. The door opens, and then there's one more plane with him being like, epic. That's a great panel.
He says, "Good heavens!" All right. I like this
unproportional reaction.
Sequence where look at this. He did this last issue, where they're canted.
Oh yeah,
they're off kilter, and then where they bleed together is just one panel.
Yeah.
It's so great. Unbelievable.
Love it.
Yeah.
The black outline around Jonah's Grendel eye too adds a little bit to like. For me, I'm getting like without changing the shape of the like Grendel eye, which some artists would like change shape maybe, or like, you know how Spider-Man's like
Humberto Ramos.
Yeah, exactly.
Would do that.
You're getting that effect without the eye moving, but the black around it adds like.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I love it.
Adds
you know
a
what I
bit of
mean?
depth to it.
Yeah.
You think that that's like black fabric, or is it a shadow?
I think that's a shadow. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, that's what Matt's cover is telling us. We didn't even talk about the cover. Oh man.
Oh, we'll get to that. We keep forgetting to get Matt on here who wants to talk about the covers in this.
This is the moment before he busts free on the cover. Or in the very beginning. It's like
oh, I thought that was at the very beginning of the show.
Yeah, it's in the beginning where he jumps out. All right, great.
And then again, he's just like, finish it. And he listens. Alexander listens, doesn't go in. And then we see Caroline. Yeah, I can't do it without my notes. Caroline comes in and they open the door and he's like beating these two like rabid, grendeled out dudes. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're like, 3 men.
Is Alexander cheering for him? Jonah, it's our way. He says, you must fight. You must. It's our way.
It's our way.
Grendel Alexander.
Yep.
All right. This is the last page, right?
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's when
I love this sequence where he kicks him in the face. The 3 panels. The first one is the view through the door.
Yeah.
Hey, go back one more, please.
Back one more. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So
this one where he kicks him. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then you can see the first panel is, hold on, Jonah, help is on the way. Oh, it's such a classy and unique device.
Oh yeah.
How the 3 elements are in the same panel, but they're
didn't see that.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck. That first panel is the circle of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right here.
Very cool.
So sick. Hell yeah.
All right.
These guys are good. And then we've got one more page when they come in. Man. Another Thok. Get up and fight. And then he's like, there were 3 men. Where's Stukenborg?
It's a very xenomorph type beat.
That's right. Because like, what hits the door right there? His face?
Someone's face.
Yeah.
The bald guy's face.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the bald guy. Maybe he already exploded off camera.
He hits the door and goes. This explodes.
Very.
And then
cool.
we go into incisionary tactics in the book, which was a story we loved which was like laden with all these like words, and it's the twins.
It's oh, you know what? Let me see.
It's the Session Twins, and they have the
like. If I try to read it, I will probably hurt my eyes.
Yeah. Well, we covered the story already, so let's move on. In the Grendel's lair, they go to like this amazing. Okay, so the first thing is Moondog's Pop Culture Radio Hour.
That was a long-standing, decades-long institution, as I understand it.
Yes, it seems like it. And so Grendel Tales #1 was awarded the best overlooked book of the week by Moondog's Pop Culture Radio Hour. Every week, Kim, Howard, Johnson, and Gary Calviano each select a book that they feel hasn't gotten enough attention by fans and retailers and spotlight these on the show. And
was it always? I don't understand.
I don't know this at all. I have no reference.
I think this show was running from like 1960
on the radio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that. I think we saw a stage musical about it or something like that. Wow. That's the only reason I know what it is.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Stage musical. Yeah,
Moondog's Pop Culture Radio Hour. It's funny, Diana's response. She's like, thanks, Kim, I think. This is the weirdest award. Like, Grendel Tales, The Devil's Hammer #1, was a great book, and no one bought it. This is what the hype meisters, this is what you said. This is what hype meisters mean when they talk about critical acclaim, right? Great. Love it. So the letter section is pretty hilarious because it's mostly people being like, what the fuck is up with Devil's Hammer #1? I have no idea. Ben won't even read it. They're like, this is insane shit. Fucking crazy. What is going on with this book? It's pretty amazing. They're talking about John Lennon. I guess we must have missed something in the previous letters column. And then they're talking about love, which if we remember in the letters column of last issue, Matt was like, I'm not talking about love.
It was about intimacy and monogamy or something.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. But we do get a really cool photo section, which I love getting these in the back of these Grendel books. Glasgow, UK, Comic Art Convention 1994.
Cool.
A lot of Teddy Christensen, Eddie Campbell, Jeff Smith, Matt Hollingsworth, Paul Grist. Yep.
This is Peter Snedberg. I don't know.
Right. You know, he I guess was slated to do some work. But he didn't.
He's like a DC guy.
Is he?
Like,
I've never heard of him.
I don't know. It's not like that. Like
Teddy looks so much different
from
when we
40
interviewed
years,
him.
you know.
He has been
different.
Teddy looks completely different than when I feel like we interviewed him. You know.
Yeah, young man. He's a young man here. Eddie Campbell. That's great.
There you go.
You ever read any Eddie Campbell?
I think some short stuff in Dark Horse Presents. What's the guy with the big head and it's got like eyes and
8 eyes?
Yeah, 8 eyes. Yeah, I think you're right.
You got to read From Hell. It's fucking awesome.
I got it. I've seen the movie. Does Johnny Depp capture what Eddie Grist or Eddie Campbell was trying to do?
Almost, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, he almost does. You got to read it From Hell. It's so fucking good.
All right, I will. All right, this was a great book. And we have another great
book.
Hell yeah, Ben. Always a I forgot to say that we get a Kane ad in the back as well. That's a big Grist book.
On matte black and white. What a prestige presentation. That's
all right, y'all. So good. Always a pleasure chatting with you, Ben. I love talking Grendel with you so much.
Oh, thank you, Eli.
Oh,
thank you. Well, we'll see. We'll do it again. We'll keep on Grendeling, and you'll vivat Grendel. Together. Hey, by the way, thank you very much to the very loyal 60 or so listeners that we have. We
couldn't do without you guys.
Appreciate all you guys, James Bravo and Haney and all the rest for leaving the comments. And thanks for joining the conversation in any way.
Vivat, keep on vivating.
That's good.